So hey everybody out there, this is Tyler Wonder. I've just been seeing a lot of videos lately about people trying to get to amazing speeds and how do you get that fast, how do you play blast beats, how do you get to be the quickest drummer in America or whatever it is. And nobody really pays attention to what it is that actually gets you to that point, the techniques and the building blocks to actually allow you to get to that speed. And so one of the things I wanted to do was go over the techniques and sticking technique to actually allow you to play quickly, but also allow you to play fluidly, using the most of your motions and not wasting or expending any energy that you're not supposed to be. So the technique that I use, and most of the people that I respect use, is called the Moeller technique. Moeller, which is developed by Mr. Moeller, I don't know. But I learned it originally when I first started taking lessons back in 6th grade. And it's a system essentially of about 4 strokes. And down, tap, up, full. Yeah, so 4 strokes. Consisting of 2 power strokes, so 2 volume strokes and 2 light strokes. And by using and utilizing these different strokes and understanding them, it allows you to go into different notes, play accents, without having to move the stick to different points so that you can gain the attack and dynamic level that you want. So we'll get into it real quick. And this is years of practice. This isn't something that you just sit around and you practice once and you go, I got it. I'm going to go ahead and just start playing beats on the set. It's something that you need to practice for long periods of time so you can really get the idea of how your hands are supposed to move, how they're supposed to move around the set, as opposed to everything being one staccato beat and you're just trying to adjust the hand height. So the first one it starts out with is what they call the full stroke, which starts out in an up position and ends in an up position. When you see me do it, obviously I'm going to be exaggerating it so that you can get an understanding of the motion. So full stroke is, if we're going to start out here, we're going to start out, okay, palm down, fingers on top. In the normal gripping position, I usually have these around the fulcrum. The 3 fingers are going to be a little bit further back and they control the back of the stick. So when I come down, right? Up position, up position. Same thing here. Right? That's the full stroke. Next stroke is going to be what they call the down stroke. Starts in the up position, ends in the down position. Next stroke is what they call the tap stroke. Tap stroke starts in the down position, ends in the down position. You'll notice with the tap, one of the things you really want to focus on is when you're starting in the down position, you're not lifting it up to drop it down, that you're actually just starting from that down position. So when you're here, so it's not, it's just there. Not Okay? And the last stroke, the most difficult to understand and the most difficult to gain control of is going to be what they call the upstroke. The upstroke starts in the down position and it ends in the up position by using a sweeping arm motion, starting with the elbow and then bringing the stick up to the up position. So, again, something that you'll work on over and over again. And I know when you're doing it, it seems weird. And you're going, why am I doing this? How is this helping anything? Right? But what happens is that by using all of those 4 different strokes in combination, you're going to find that you can actually get around the set a lot more fluidly. One of the strokes and one of the stroke patterns that we try is what they call down tap, up full. So tap, full. So you can kind of see how that leads into those 4 strokes. The 5th stroke, and it's not really part of Moeller, but the indispensable part of drumming is what we also refer to as the double stroke. The double stroke is again another motion that takes a while to learn for people to really gain a strong level of finesse and control over. And the double stroke basically is just what it says. So it's basically you're just doing 2 strokes in the motion of 1 stroke and this is the way I've learned it. I've seen many people do it different ways, and I'm not going to tell somebody that the way that they're doing it is incorrect. But the way that I learned it and the way that I feel like you get the most crisp, even notes is a technique where the hand stays on top, the fingers drop, and the fingers pull back up. So when you're first practicing this, the first thing you want to practice is dropping the stick down. Next is pulling the stick back up. That's it. One of the things you want to focus on is keeping your hand flat, parallel to the ground, and do not move your wrists. So what you're focusing on here is just dropping the fingers. It's just the motion of dropping the fingers from that first knuckle. And if you happen to drop the hand a little bit, it's fine. but just focus on that dropping. And then once you do that, then you can focus on the pickup. So there you go.